What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today, it's time for the archive to end.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot for ObiWan Wednesdays. There was basically a lot of retro collection figures. They're getting a whole wave from ObiWan Kenobi. So we decided to talk about this because we briefly talked about the archive announcements I did with Zach during the live episode of Figure It Out the other week. But I'm like, we should talk about that a little more and just how, like, they're doing, especially now that they're doing new tooling on archive, it's like, put it in the Galaxy packaging.
And before we jump into it, though, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And for those who are unaware, this conversation is sort of coming from the recent wave of archive figures that were shown off. Mainly, The Force Awakens Han Solo is actually getting a brand new head sculpt, and they shortened the legs on Boushh Leia. So this is the first time in the archive line that they have actually done new tooling for the figures. Typically, the archive line was the figure exactly the way it was, maybe some updated paint apps, and photoreal if applicable.
Yeah, for those that don't know, or if you're like brand new to the Black Series hobby, the archive line is basically a way for Hasbro to re-release figures that are either like super desirable, super hot, super expensive, or old, like they kind of really were at the beginning with those like first few waves of archive.
Yeah.
And basically, like Nate said, they're exactly the same figure. You know, it's just a way for them to keep figures in the line. And we used to be like huge fans of the archive line. Like, I got Darth Maul out of it. I got Anakin Skywalker. Those are like wave 1 or 2 like orange line figures. So it's basically just a way. They're on a blister card, which I'm not a fan of, which we'll get into that when it comes to like our reasoning. Yeah, and then recently we have the newest wave of Han and Leia. And for the first time, they're actually doing like new sculpting.
Yeah.
Which is never. It's just like photoreal if it's a human face that needs it.
Yeah. I even remember way back in 2017, we made a whole video begging Hasbro to re-release figures, because back then, trying to get Anakin, Boba Fett, Darth Maul. Today, we've got a great episode for you. We're going to be begging Hasbro to re-release some figures.
Also talking a little shit.
Maybe talking a little smack. It was nearly impossible, and they all went for triple digits. So at first, the archive was genuinely a great idea and a great thing, especially for eliminating some of those secondary market prices. Although then, by that nature, the archive figures also went out of print and then also went right back up in price. So it was kind of beneficial if you were there to catch them when they came out. But if you were like a newer collector jumping into the line, the archive figures were just as expensive.
Yeah, and you'll see that with like Anakin.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like, did the archive really truly serve its purpose over like a long period of time? Because I feel like figures like Anakin, Darth Maul, Boba Fett, like they came and went.
Yeah. Maybe they should have just kept them up.
Right.
Like in circulation, and instead of just releasing them like a regular wave. Because archive waves, they just come and go just like any other wave.
Yeah, and I think that based on when you call something archive, you would expect it to be readily available, as if an archive in real life. You walk in, you know, they're just always there.
Like Jocasta New is ready to greet you and give you the archive files that you're looking for.
So right off of the bat, I think that nowadays it's really like the archive in that respect is pointless, because newer collectors are in the same boat we were years ago, even though the archive figures exist now.
Yeah, for sure. And I have here a list of reasons, because we do little notes now. For the past like year, we finally have notes. And the first thing I have written, this is in order of like least important to most important. The first thing I have listed is blister cards. This is point blank, like I'm always just a fan of collector-friendly, resealable packaging whenever and wherever I can. Clone Wars, like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Echo, Hawk, I wish they were just in the regular Galaxy line.
Yeah, because as openers, we're going to open these figures, and then by opening them, you virtually have to destroy the packaging.
Yeah, I don't care if you say slit the bubble. Like, no, you're still destroying blister card packaging. I don't care if you keep the cards or if you take the bubble out meticulously. Like, no, you're destroying the packaging. It's not like the resealable stuff where you just slit the piece of tape, take the tray out. And to me, like, Archive is basically paying full price for a loose figure in that regard. It just feels like more of like a full product when I get like something from the Galaxy line. Even though, like, I keep all my boxes. Obviously, I open them and I keep the box. But I don't know. That's just a weird personal thing. Like, to me, it's a full product when you have the box. Blister cards, bubbles, you have to destroy it. So it feels like paying full price for a loose figure.
Yeah, and then a lot of times what we also see for the figures is that photoreal doesn't fix everything.
Yeah.
They still have figures that have been released in the Archive line that are still just as bad as they were when they were originally released, such as, I don't know, Hoth Luke, Hoth Han.
Yeah.
Those two really could have just used completely brand new figures. Yeah, ObiWan Kenobi, Revenge of the Sith, that is.
Anakin.
Yeah, Anakin. There's a bunch of figures, IG-88, that could have just used a brand new figure, top to toe. Like, we didn't need to revisit the old figure, and then just slapping a little bit of photoreal on top just really doesn't do much for it. Hoth Luke looks like a blue-eyed demon. You know, Anakin, the face sculpt is so soft. It doesn't, like, the photoreal still doesn't make him look like Hayden Christensen at all.
Right. That's why back in 2017, you know, like 5 years ago, we were perfectly fine getting those because those were just like barely old. Like, they were like modern sculpts. Yeah. Now, in 2022, when we see like a figure get archived from like 2013 or 2014, we have 2020 Onyard articulation and sculpts in the Black Series. So getting those figures that are such old, outdated sculpts, it's just, well, I could have just used a brand new figure head to toe like they could have done. Like, I think ObiWan Kenobi is the largest example in the arc, like the most egregious, like,
yeah.
And it's like the photoreal didn't fix it. And not only that, they're also running out of figures to give the photoreal update to. So basically figures that came out before photoreal getting updates in the archive. I used to be like, yeah, let's do it, great. But it's like, you're almost running out, and we've even got to the point where they're archiving figures that already had photoreal.
Yeah. Like
Grand Moff Tarkin and the Lando Calrissian Skiff Guard, which is literally $1 difference, Amazon Prime shipped right now at this moment. They're just both there, and they're both retail. So it's like they're also just running out of things to give the photoreal update. And if they want to just re-release something, I'm like, stick it in the Galaxy packaging?
Yeah, at this point, just stick it in the Galaxy packaging. There's obviously a lot of sequel trilogy figures that could still be, you know, photoreal updated, but again, we don't have Force Awakens Galaxy packaging, nor do we have Last Jedi Galaxy packaging.
Or Revenge of the Sith, for that matter. So it's like, instead of putting Obi-Wan, giving him a photoreal update, still looks horrible on the body from 2013, guys. Make a brand new ObiWan Kenobi and have that and Anakin. Just have those two kickstart the Revenge of the Sith mural. Like, we don't have any Revenge of the Sith figures in the Galaxy line. And not only is that a problem, but it just feels weird to get like, oh, this is technically a Revenge of the Sith figure, but it's like, it's old, and it's like we still don't have any figures in the Galaxy line.
Yeah, and just to jump back to the Obi-Wan, it stings even more now because it was the previous wave, like right before this whole new tooling scenario started. It's like the most recent archive figure wave that's like readily available for people to get. And it was just like, we were so close. Like,
Yeah,
they were
it's like-
thinking about doing this.
They literally did a new head sculpt, like you said at the beginning. They did a brand new head sculpt for Old Man Han Solo from Force Awakens, but they couldn't do it for Obi-Wan Kenobi, which has one of the worst heads in the probably the worst head.
And is an extremely relevant character at the moment because there is a TV show about him. So it would have been the perfect time, because no matter what, any Obi-Wan Kenobi figure that would be released in this span of time would be a good idea. So why not do a brand new Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, go all out, new Jedi body, new head sculpt, first figure in the Revenge of the Sith line that comes out when Obi-Wan's show is on.
Especially since like they've dedicated a lot of new sculpts to the Kenobi series, which great. Like, almost every figure in that line is a brand new figure head to toe. Even the Inquisitors, like, no reuse. But, you know, one of those slots probably could have been taken by, like, an Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Obi.
Yeah.
And it's like, the fact, because the archive rule, the unwritten, unspoken rule was no new tooling, no new sculpt. Just a photoreal update where applicable.
Yeah.
But now that they've kind of broken the rule of archive, which I'm down for because I love new tooling, new sculpt work, of course, that's a positive. But the fact that they're doing that new sculpting now kind of just makes archive obsolete. And I'm like, that's when I'm really like, well, just put it in the Galaxy line.
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, when they've broken the golden rule of archive, that just means let's just be done with it. The archive was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it served its purpose.
It absolutely did. And why not just start updating these figures, giving them a new head sculpt and photoreal, and then sticking them in the Galaxy packaging. Something like that, I think, would just be so much better going forward, and it would add to the mural, and it would be easier for, you know, like you said, we keep our boxes, so putting the figures back in for storage purposes or whatever may have, you know, you don't sit there with a loose figure because you threw away the card back because you ripped it open.
And that reminds me of the archive fan vote where everyone and their mother thought they were going to do a removable head for Commander Cody, a removable helmet, I mean, and the hologram of the Emperor, you know, telling him to execute Order 66. People were voting for Cody thinking, oh, they're going to include all this stuff. But it's like, we knew the rules of archive. But now that they're breaking those rules of archive, now I'm like, well, it literally serves no purpose anymore. And especially with things like the nostalgic packaging, like the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back and 40th Star Wars, Phantom Menace, you know, all the different card backs that we've seen in Clone Wars. They're probably going to do one for 40th of Return of the Jedi. So, like, the Bouche Leia, they could have done the new tooling, they could have done the photoreal update, and they could have stuck it in the 40th Return of the Jedi card, which they might just do that anyway.
I'm sure they will.
But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would incentivize more, you know, purchases towards that instead of people buying the archive version.
Yeah.
And they're going to skip out on the 40th Return of the Jedi version.
And I mean, honestly, the archive packaging is just kind of boring. I mean, it's the one thing I will say, losing the Gregory Titus art forever will break my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that artwork was amazing. But, you know, the archive packaging, it's just black and gray, and I don't know, it just doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
It's literally a packaging that I don't even care to carefully cut the bubble. I just...
Oh, yeah, because there's no, like, collectability with it. It's just you need that figure in the display.
Right.
And in that regard, it served its purpose. That's, like, my main overarching thing here is it served its purpose, and now it's time for it. We need to just move on and end it. Just if you're going to do new tooling on these figures, just put it in the Galaxy art. And it's like, why do we need figures that are, like, readily available that already have photoreal in the archive? Like, that's one of the main brain busters here.
Right.
Grand Moff Tarkin, Lando. I don't understand why those are in archive. So.
Even Chewbacca, to a certain degree. It's really not.
It does have a little like little photo reel.
It's got a little photo reel.
But it's like, you know, when you look at the mural for the first Star Wars film, there's like barely any figures in there.
Yeah.
So we could have got a Chewie in there. Could have got.
And again, they still could have just done the same concept where it's just Chewie with a little better paint on him. But now it's in the Galaxy packaging. Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be a good solution. But we do need a new Wookiee body, though. Side note.
Very true. Extremely true. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Those are our reasons why we think, you know, this isn't like super negative. This is kind of like, you know, a moderate topic. Yeah. It's not controversial, but I'm like, just get that out of here. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah. And before we go, Justin, let's say a quick happy anniversary to our Galen Erso and Antok Merrick Target pre-orders. Happy birthday, pre-orders. By the time you're watching this video, that is right. We've passed the 1-year anniversary of Galen Erso and Antok Merrick going up for pre-order on Target's website here in the United States.
Nice.
Those pre-orders have still not shipped to this day, but you can buy these figures from Canada, UK. They're just available everywhere else besides us. So that's your little fun tidbit here at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I like that.
So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, we would love to know what your opinion is. Do you think the archive line should end, or do you think it should continue on? Let us know in the comments down below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, we do also offer a channel membership for 99 cents a month. You get a custom Clone Trooper name badge and custom emojis that you can use on our videos and in our live streams, which are every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. There should be a link in the description if you don't see the join button next to the subscribe button.
Yeah, join that membership. We're going to be doing some giveaways. I think we're going to even add a couple winners here, a couple prizes. We just keep adding to the prize pool.
That is true.
Join that channel membership if you want to increase your chances. We'll also be doing giveaways for just 10K in general. Yep. We got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of good stuff.
So make sure you're subscribed as well. It's very important. We're trying to get to 10K. We're so close.
Yeah, join that Discord as well. Join that Discord.
Check the Discord out. But of course, if you can't support us directly, no worries there. Simply liking, subscribing, watching, all that good stuff. I'm Nate. Join with Justin.
See you guys later.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on Out of the Basement.